The body wants these minerals. So if you spread the Reconstruct all over the whole body, it will absorb and it will start its remineralization process.
Hello, Healing ALS community. This is an honor for us to be here for you, and it's very important. And taking notes with this is vital for you. Ruth Findlay, we're so honored to have her with us. And guess what? She's going to be talking about very important things, including minerals and absorption.
Okay. Thanks, Ruth. Before we get started, I want you to explain the difference, first of all, how you got into this, and also the difference between, and you're going to discuss that in your presentation, but the difference between minerals that you ingest or even put under your tongue versus minerals that you put in transdermally.
So we'll talk about some of that in the presentation. I was a very sick person and was getting well but not healthy. My husband and I traveled to Germany, and by chance I walked in mineral water, and it changed my world, which means it was transdermal. It was going through my skin and my legs, and it is about natural minerals going through the skin versus altered minerals that are some supplements.
Okay, I can't wait to hear your presentation.
So I'm going to take it slow so everybody can kind of absorb the science behind it and the whole concept. This is a brand new modality, which means that people need to get maybe used to the idea of using minerals on the skin versus a tablet, pill, or putting it in their shakes or whatever. And I think that that's, to wrap around that is an important part before we begin. So like Scott said, I'm Ruth Findlay Reynolds. I created a company, Only Healing Minerals, and we are going to discuss today topical minerals for ALS and neurodegenerative diseases, a healing evolution. This is my family. These are the pugs. My husband finally refers to them as the guinea pugs, and this is actually a little bit older photo. The fawn pug, Oscar, we lost him last year, and he was the original guinea pug. Most of my joint products were developed for him. He died at a very old age for a pug and had a really bad back. So it was kind of a remarkable thing. I have a patent. My patent is about putting natural manganese mineral through the skin as a cofactor for prolidase enzyme, which is for the biosynthesis of collagen. I do have a little bit of a recent case study that I've been working on since the ALS conference. I have a 58-year-old female who's diagnosed in October of 24, and she lost her voice in April of 23, so it's probably a late diagnosis. She has a drop foot, she has zero swallowing, she has wrist mobility issues, and no voice. On the date we started the conference. Today, she has 2% number 2 usage of her foot. Her swallowing has gone up to a number 3, and her wrist mobility has gone up to a 7. So I feel like that using these products just for a month, we have increased her vitality immensely. And that is these are self-rankings. I did not see her in person, but she is very positive that things are going in the right direction. This is where my story began. This is the Knip wading pool I walked in 2016. I just walked in the water there. It's in Bad Kreuznach, Germany. We later went back to the baths, and I soaked my whole body because I couldn't wait, and immediately felt this amazing vitality of the minerals going through my skin. I realized quickly that I could not travel that much to make a difference, and we did not have mineral baths in where I live. I also have a postgraduate education in geochemistry, which made it really easy for me to figure out how to grind minerals and mix them into formulations. We started as a bath company. This is the idea where we put this small amount of mineral powder into just a regular bathtub so anyone can use it at home. Makes it really easy to be mineralized. We realized quickly as a bath company that not everyone takes a bath. So we had to kind of shift gears and come up with something that was easy for a bath alternative. We tried a mist bottle, we tried other things, but this became the easiest thing. And that is a aloe pump bottle. So this bottle that you see in this picture is in my refrigerator. It is the back stock of my aloe. But it makes it very easy because O Minerals is spent evenly in aloe gel, and aloe gel is such a high percent of just water. You can also just take the powder and apply it directly to the skin, dry. And that makes it easy for a joint, you see her holding her vagus nerve, makes it really easy just to put anywhere on your body. In bicarbonate, they actually diffuse the mineral water. So I became convinced that we could put water and the minerals together in any essential oil diffuser. And it is amazing. You can mineralize a whole room for your family, your pets. It's safe for dogs and cats. And you just shake it up in a jar and put it in and turn on the diffuser. People have adorned stones, rocks, and gems throughout the ages. My story is I was carrying this rock. This is a hematite heart. Hematite is iron oxide, and I was carrying it to prevent EMF radiation from my cell phone. I just was told to drop it in my pocket and read it somewhere online. And after about 3 months, this is how my rock looked. It became apparent that my body was absorbing the natural iron through my pocket and into my body. Coincidentally, during the same window, I had a normal MD physical, and my anemic body my iron stores had become normal. The difference in natural minerals here these are actual rocks. These are minerals. Yes. Yes, of course, of course. That's right. That's right. That's right. The body will take what it needs. People have carried rocks, traded minerals throughout the ages to make sure that they are getting the right minerals in their systems. It's just a lot more convenient to grind it into a powder for the body. It just gives the body a jump start on doing that. But people traded rocks forever to make sure that they had a certain type of mineral that was maybe not available where they lived. And this is why people wore rocks to begin with. They put them in crowns, on breastplates, etc., to make sure they had their correct minerals. These are natural. This is a apatite rock. Natural minerals contain trace elements, which have the electrophysiological properties needed for biosynthesis. These properties remain when minerals are only reduced to powder. An altered mineral supplement are processed with heat acid chemicals that modify the trace elements. This modification reduces the electrophysiological properties and its ability to perform biosynthesis. The buildup of altered trace elements, also possibly could lead to neurotoxicity. What am I talking about? Well, that's a whole lot of big words. I know that. This is hematite, iron oxide, before it was made into my heart. Okay? My heart looks like this. This does not. This is probably iron as a ferrous sulfate. The word sulfate means it's been treated with sulfuric acid. Ferrous sulfate also is an insecticide. So it kills snails. You sprinkle it on your plants, goes into their digestive system, and when ingested, it interferes with their calcium metabolism. They stop eating and they die. This is real zinc. This is hemimorphite. I know that no one has ever seen zinc that looked like this for sure. This is an organic zinc liquid. So there's nothing liquid about this rock. The only thing organic in there is glycerin, and it's actually zinc sulfate, which is treated with sulfuric acid. Zinc sulfate is a herbicide used for moss control. This is 2 screenshots from it's a very large natural supplement company, and this is their natural manganese products. One is manganese lactate and one is manganese glyphosate, neither of which are natural. Why is this important? So these ingredients are not real. They have been altered from their natural state. They are in every bread, every cereal, and this is why it's important. We have been getting these altered minerals since we were very small. So today, we don't really have time to talk about all of these that are very important in the body, because that would take hours. We'll touch on a little bit of it later, but today we're going to talk about my favorite thing is manganese. And the reason why it's my favorite is I think it's the most unsung hero in this group. Manganese is the cofactor for the enzyme prolidase. And prolidase is never talked about at all, but it is the enzyme that breaks down collagen and collagen peptides into a usable protein for the body. Otherwise, you eat collagen and it just goes bye-bye out the system. It's also the cofactor for amyloid precursor protein. We will talk about that in a little bit also. And also it breaks down those into usable protein. SOD enzyme. Now, a lot of people have heard of SOD enzyme because it's the thing that clears oxidative stress. SOD enzyme works the best with manganese, natural manganese. You will see it in scientific studies as MnSOD, and that is its combination of clearing oxidative stress. It also activates interferon protein activation when your immune system is fired. So if you're exposed to something, anything, any pathogen, viral or a pathogen otherwise, you're using manganese for this process. So this is a little quick calculation. So what I did is I kind of gave everything that you could possibly use manganese a 1-point system, which is not scientific, but it kind of gets the point across. Collagen or peptide supplements. Let's just say you're eating collagen or you're using supplements. It doesn't matter to me. We're going to give it 6 times a week. Viral exposure, at least 2 times a week, but I would bank on more. Other pathogens, it could be mold, it could be Diet Coke. All of these exposures are pathogens. 2 times a day. Amyloid protein needs 2 times a day. Oxidative stress, at least 2 times a day. So that totals, with just that, 50 manganese pieces a week. That's 200 a month and 10,400 a year. None of us are getting that much manganese in our food or otherwise. So collagen is important because it does this. It provides structure and strength to the body. It is crucial for maintaining skin elasticity, joint health, and strong bones. It plays a very important role in muscle growth, gut health, and wound healing. The amyloid precursor protein. So we touched on this earlier. This is something that's really important to talk about because it is so misunderstood. Amyloid precursor protein comes from good fats that are processed through the body, and they land and are stored in the adipose fat tissues. Then the fat tissue secretes the APP. Then the biosynthesis has to happen. It is then connects with prolidase and manganese, and it creates a healthy amyloid protein. a healthy amyloid protein, not amyloid plaque. Healthy amyloid protein is necessary for neuronal health. It is necessary for the nervous system development, formation, and function of the neuromuscular tissues, neuronal tissue plasticity, and synaptic functions. This is one of the most ununderstood things on the planet Earth. These things will make you healthy again. So what is a cofactor? I keep talking about that. It's driving everybody crazy. Cofactors are the things that these two items need to break down with an enzyme. So the enzyme is prolidase. So we add that into the system. We say, okay, where do you get prolidase? Your body has prolidase. It is in that body. All you have to do is get it to work. You add manganese. This is biosynthesis in its best form. It is the electricity and the explosion that we need for what we call metabolism or biosynthesis of these proteins. So without the biosynthesis, this is really clear, you get amyloid plaque, which is clumps of unusable protein built up in the brain. Why is it in the brain? The brain wants to use it. The brain needs it. It sends it up there, and if there is not any manganese and prolidase biosynthesis taking it down, it will become plaque. So that's why it ends up in the brain, is the brain is trying to get it there to use. Also, we know this bad word here, it is the thing that means that there is degeneration of motor neurons. It is the thing that leads us to muscle wasting and lack of stimulation in substance. Energy. Now, there's 1,000 of these phrases, and when I was making this slide, I had a little trouble trying to remember them all. But we instinctually think of this biosynthesis as energy. Why? It's electrical. Why do we know that and we do not focus on that? These trace elements are electrical, and we talk, oh, we're energetic. I've had a burst of energy. I've run out of gas. Our food is fuel. We use those phrases all the time, but we do not give any credit to the trace elements creating the electrical part of our body in the word energy. So in the word energy, we also have nerve cell and neuronal cell. These little guys work very well together. It is copper, iron, manganese, zinc. What happens in this little, I guess a cube, is the copper helps take the excess heat, inflammation out of the cell. Iron gives it stability. Manganese, of course, clears the oxidative stress, builds the protein structure. But the other thing that's really important here is zinc is the thing that reboots the impulse. It's the thing that makes this guy talk to the next guy to talk to the next guy. So in tandem, that's not really tandem, these things work together to create nerve cell and neuronal cell health. So I just went over that. You can take a screenshot of that. Kind of gives you something where you really want to take these things into your body. It helps the brain, the spine, the vagus nerve, the facial cranials. All of these things need these, amongst others, but these are very important in rebooting nerve and neuronal cells. So why is my process great? Well, Tish and I have had this conversation about you can buy fulvic acid, you can buy some other natural forming mineral complexities like salts, etc. We can actually blend products to address issues for chronic disease. For example, we can clear oxidative stress. We can promote collagen and amyloid protein biosynthesis by expanding the manganese in it. We can reboot the nervous and immune system by expanding the copper, the iron, and the zinc. We can target and repair organs and connective tissues by increasing silica and chromium. These things are very important to be in a mineral blend for the body, especially a body that's been under stress, a body that's chronically ill, etc. We can do this and treat neurodegenerative, ALS, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. We can reverse chronic fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue. We can heal autoimmune, lupus, rheumatoid, osteoporosis. And really, we can make well care great again by making healthy organs, connective tissue, and bones. And one other little thing, injuries. Wound care, brain injuries, after a car wreck, after playing football, all of these things are not really addressed in chronic illnesses, and they should be, because the brain and these connective tissues need all of these proteins and these trace elements to heal. So we recommend in this group the ALS combo. We're going to actually call it the ALS Neuro Combo, but right for this presentation, it will be the ALS Combo. But this is the combo that would be great for every neurodegenerative disease. It has Reconstruct, which is your full body blend. Whether you take a bath or put in aloe, Reconstruct is the blend that you will put on your full body. And I'm saying from under the ears down to the toes and fingertips. So Regen EX is in the combo, and it is really high in silica and chromium. It tends to be very regenerative for atrophy. So if you are having issues with your hands and arms, you would maybe put it on the back of your neck and down to your fingertips. Or let's say your legs, you would put it on the back of your hips and down to the bottom of your feet. One of my favorites, Cerebral Synergy. Cerebral Synergy is a dry powder that you just put across your forehead 4 to 6 times a week, and it will change your brain. It will make you love life again. You get 2 little bottles. These are 4-ounce bottles. They are labeled for you, Reconstruct and Regen EX, for your aloe, because you will use your Reconstruct and your Regen EX in aloe. And we will go over this a little bit more. This is just the combo I wanted to present to you. So, Reconstruct Mineral Bath and Blend. It is our full body. It is full body mineralization. It is one of my favorite things I have ever created. It is really high in manganese, which is what we need for our protein conversions. It has other things in it. It has iron, it has hematite, it has hemimorphite, it has emerald for the kidneys, it has lepidolite, which is lithium for the nervous system. It has 21 different minerals that are balanced to fortify and remineralization all together for well care, so caregivers can use it, and for sick people. So Regen EX, we talked about that a little bit, about how to apply it. You mix it into aloe. We recommend using it as often as you like, 1 or 2 times a day. It's very gentle, and you can use it a lot. We can also, if you for some reason have the hand contracture, you can put it in your palms of your hands. It also has helped cysts, so there's other things you can do with it, and some of that's online on my website. Cerebral Synergy. It's applied to dry across the forehead. It is, do not press your finger in wet. You just apply it across the forehead 4 to 6 times a week. Now this is not in the combo, but I do want to touch on it because all of us, sick or well, have vagus nerve issues. This is my most gentle one. It is applied on the vagus nerve, kind of in a Y, from down here all the way down to the navel and lower if you like. We would recommend doing it week 1 every other day to see how you do. You're using it too often if you cough or have some other issues, maybe hiccups or a little gagging, but it will help heal the vagus nerve. In week 2, you would start trying to apply it every day to see how you do. It's a little bit self-guiding where you can back off and use it less if you feel like you need to. It's not in the combo, but it's on the website if you want to add that in, maybe talk to one of your practitioners about it. I feel like that it's a great place to start. We have 4 strengths of vagus products to gradually get you stronger and stronger in the vagal nerve area. Now, we can also use Reconstruct as a diffusing blend. So what I do is I put a quart jar, just a mason jar, mayonnaise jar, whatever you have, a couple of scoops in there and shake it well. You can leave it overnight to see if it kind of breaks down a little bit more. Shake it, add it to any essential oil diffuser, and let it diffuse for 2 or 3 hours. When you finish, maybe wipe the residue out of the bottom and before you start again. 2 or 3 hours is great. You could do it during dinner time. You could set it in your bedroom before you go to sleep. But I think 2 to 3 hours is a good number. So this is where we get into trouble, is mixing the aloe gel. And so I made this slide, and we don't have a video of it, but I think I can walk through it pretty well. So we want to start this. Let's say this is your Reconstruct blend. I know it doesn't have it on there, but that's what you get, is this little glass tub. They look like this. This one says Reconstruct. You open them up, you get a scoop. It's our own scoop, and you're going to mix 1 scoop to begin with. 1 scoop per ounce of aloe. So depending on which bottle you use, you're going to have to know. So if you change the system and use a jar, a pump jar, a larger pump jar, just calculate up 1 scoop to begin with per ounce. The next time you refill your jar, you may want to put 1.5 scoops. You eventually want to graduate up to 2 scoops of powder to 1 ounce of aloe. This is what you get. This is the little 4-ounce bottle. So this would be used for Reconstruct. It's labeled as such, and also RegenEX. Follow this recipe for both products. You do not want to go higher than 2 scoops because eventually the body cannot absorb faster. But this is a nice little bottle. It comes with this little black pump, but it also comes with a flip top lid if you would like to change it and you don't like the pump. The combo also comes with a honey pump. So it doesn't come with this jar, but it does come with that pump, and it fits just a regular size mason jar. It's nice for storage. You can put this in the refrigerator with your back stock of aloe gel. It's nice to refill the little bottle. So if you're going to do that, you just get it out. Your little bottle can stay out of the refrigerator. It does not have to go in the refrigerator. The back stock, keep it in the refrigerator. It does stay more fresh. So we suggest Lily of the Desert aloe vera gel inner fillet. Now people go back and forth between whole leaf. I just suggest inner fillet. I like it. I've used it for years, and I find it to be not sticky and very easy to mix. So when you're filling the bottle, we suggest, or jar, whatever you're doing, is putting aloe in about halfway. Put your desired scoops in, and then shake it. Then add the rest of your aloe jar and shake again, because that will mix it well. If you put it on the bottom, it's going to stay on the bottom. If you put it on the very top, it will stay on the top. So fill it halfway, shake it well, fill it the rest of the way, and shake it again. So this is, also you can take a screenshot of this. This is the general protocol with ALS. Now, each product comes with directions. They are enclosed in every product, and they are for general use. Some of them vary from this ALS protocol. I want to be clear, do not follow the directions except for maybe where to apply it, but follow this protocol. This is more of what I think we should do as a group for the amount of times to use it, etc. The quantity that you use is what I just went over with the aloe. We suggest a full body something, either a aloe gel or the bath 5 to 6 times a week with Reconstruct blend. We suggest Regen Mineral Blend in aloe only. It's not a bath, in aloe on the shoulders and hips for the limbs 1 or 2 times a day. It's up to you. Cerebral Synergy, that's the topical the mineral that goes just across the forehead. That little tub is a lifetime supply if you don't lose it. You'll use it 4 to 6 times a week. It's just dabbed on the forehead, and that's all you do. It does not, don't wet your finger. Please don't wet your finger. Just put it in the tub, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So you just put it in the tub, you get this much on your finger, and wipe it across your forehead. That's all you do. You can do it, and then in about an hour later, wash your face. You don't have to worry about that. It goes in very quickly. You'll feel it in a few minutes. Vagus Sun, we went over that. It's kind of self-guiding, but week 1, you apply 1 time every other day, and week 2, until the tub is depleted, 1 time every day. Unless you're feeling some sort of reaction. Diffusing, you can do that as much as you want, but just stick to 2 to 3 hours a day. Remember, the directions are just for general use, and this is a better protocol. This will be on my website also, is either on the ALS protocol or in a blog post. And that's it. I am available for consultations, and my mineral products are on my website, and I look forward to hearing and mineralizing all of you.
Thank you so much. So when people get the combo, do they get 3 of these little jars separate, or do they get 1 jar all mixed?
It's labeled, so you can see the label.
Yeah, you can see the back label.
See how it's labeled nicely so you can keep your blends separate? Yeah.
So just to be sure, the Reconstruct we want to mix with the aloe.
Yes, or take a bath.
Cerebral.
Some people can still take a bath, and we encourage people to take a bath if they can. It's a great way to get the minerals. Or use it as aloe for that
Okay,
reason.
and then the next part, the cerebral, does that just, you don't mix that with aloe, or do you?
Just put it across your forehead.
That's it. So you're just going to dip your finger in and push
Yep, just dip your finger in. Just like I did a minute ago. And do not think you're not getting enough. Don't lick your finger. Don't put your finger in water. Don't put your finger in aloe. Just put your finger in very dry and across your forehead. That's all you need.
Oh, that's wonderful. And then the third one, do you mix that with the aloe?
Yes, Regen EX is mixed with the aloe, for sure.
What about that fourth one?
The Vagus Sun. Yes, it is. You can use it dry, or after you've applied your aloe and your body's moist, you can put it on top of that. You can absolutely layer these products. We just don't want you to mix the products together. And there is an important reason why we don't want to mix the products together. Reason is because the body becomes it remembers, it wants to be instinctual. When you mix these products together, it doesn't give the body a chance to know what it's getting and when. It's like if you have a casserole versus separate vegetables. You know which vegetables you want to eat. A casserole, you just don't have any choice. You have to eat it all. The body will then begin to know, and you will have feelings of which one you would like to use and when. And that's the goal, is for them to start understanding and their bodies wanting certain things more often or less often.
Why are we going from here with the Vegas area all the way down to the sternum, and then you said all the way down to like the belly button? Or...
Yes. So 2 reasons. The vagus nerve supplies energy to all of these organs. The vagus nerve is not just here, it goes all the way down. And we have found that it will supply energy and these trace elements to all the organs going down that way. And if it's not working properly, the organs are not getting the energy that they need either.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to recap a little bit. The reason that we don't want the synthetic ones is that if we have the topical ones are real minerals that haven't been processed in any way, and so our body will kind of take what it needs, just like it did with your rock. So it'll
Right.
take what it needs, and then it will, it just won't take in the rest. Is that right? Is there a risk of getting too many minerals?
No, the body really only takes what it wants. But the altered minerals do not have the electricity or electrophysiological properties left to do all of the things that we just talked about. The energy product, the electrical. So it's almost like you've cooked it. And so it doesn't, like, we don't overcook our broccoli, we don't overcook our food because we know it kills things. We don't want to overcook our minerals, and we are. And so in these tablets and other processed things, it's lost the ability to heal us. We can't control what you may need other than what is provided in that particular supplement.
Right.
So
I get it.
I can make it where we get extra of the things that we are depleted of, and that is why we're ill. And that is the difference. And it doesn't have sodium. So our products do not have any sodium, any fragrance, any filler. It's just the ground minerals. So they're very small. There were tests in Italy that broke this down and said, no, these are all altered. What you're reading is altered because no one's getting natural minerals unless you're getting some, and your body's probably using those. So that is kind of up for discussion, and I do know that people fear that because of the plaque studies or the amyloid plaque studies, but you are correct in saying that the body will take what it wants and probably leave what it doesn't need. And it may store a little extra, we hope, if it gets the chance.
Wow, well, that was so great, and I loved what you said about the calcium. We also know that there's calcium dysregulation in a lot of people with ALS. So the fact that these altered minerals can actually cause calcium dysregulation was fascinating to me. So
Well, and it's a real problem because these altered minerals are in everything. They are in every processed food. Now, I know a lot of people are off of that. The problem is they weren't off of it and they got sick. And the body, until it gets new minerals, is probably not going to expel it like we would like. Maybe with some heavy metal cleansing, that kind of thing. But these things are in our system and they will cause illnesses for sure.
okay, so I have one more thing. So if people want to start slow, because we always tell them, you have regular people and you have people with ALS, and their immune systems generally are so fragile that maybe they could do the one scoop, but maybe even start every other day just to start. Is that a good, to make sure that they don't overdo it, or is it okay to start right at that?
I have not had, if you follow that protocol, I have not had anyone have a problem with overdoing it. I have had people use too much in a bath, etc., and just waste the product, which is not really smart. But I think it just follow the protocol, and those 3 products, go slow. If you introduce vagus sum into your world, go slow with it, because the vagus nerve is a different animal within itself. The body wants these minerals. So if you spread the Reconstruct all over the whole body, it will absorb and it will start its remineralization process. Same thing with the Regen EX and the brain. But the vagus nerve is a little particular and it likes to react to things, as we know. So just go slow with it and really make sure you're following that protocol. And you may want to talk to your natural practitioner about the vagus nerve treatment. You may want to wait a couple of weeks and let your body begin remineralization before you introduce vagus sum into your system. But the 3 in the combo, I think, work very well together, and I would recommend starting them all at the same time.
Okay.
I think this has been wonderful. And especially like the sulfate issue, when you're going to the store, you think you're buying something and you're not even actually buying the real natural thing, where your body accepts natural, not unnatural. It's very interesting.
And we really need to check supplements that we are taking. And I will say this, that even after I started doing mineral baths, I did not understand this concept until I really started researching how to mineralize the body in certain ways. And then I started going, like, I'm a geologist. I've never heard of zinc sulfate. What kind of mineral is that? And then I realized what was happening. I thought, oh, this is just terrible. So that's how that kind of came about. I don't really know if people are educating on that, but I would be happy to. And will.
Yeah. So, and I didn't know that the manganese, that, the importance of the manganese and the collagen, and we're all worried about creating amyloid. Whereas if the manganese is there, then the amyloid is not going to be a problem. It's not going to end up in your brain if you've got enough
manganese.
manganese.
It is the thing that your brain needs. That's why it's going to the brain to begin with. We don't hear about amyloid plaque in our toes because we don't need amyloid in our toes. We need healthy amyloid in our brain for plasticity and all the neuronal responses that we need. That's why it goes up there, is the body's trying to take it there to use it. And it takes it up there, and it's got a couple of fake manganeses up there, and it just turns to plaque. That's the problem. Yes.
Fantastic. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And
I've enjoyed
this presence, if we have enough of what we need, our body can heal, our neurons can heal. So if there's plaque there already, suppose, people with Alzheimer's in their family have plaque there already, will the addition of these, the balancing of this actually start clearing out the plaque?
So we don't know. I mean, that's the honest answer. We don't even know how much plaque is there until postmortem. And so we don't want to talk about that. We don't really care. Whatever we have in our brain, the healthy part of our brain can become healthier. The brain is a unique organ. It can redo pathways. We know that. You can operate a full body and a full life on half a brain. We have proven that with brain surgeries. So if you have got some plaque, can the Prolidase actually remove some of the plaque? Maybe, last in, last out, that kind of thing. But I feel like that if we just ignore the plaque that's there and make the brain that's healthier, then you'll never know that you have plaque in your brain. And I would think all of us have some plaque in our brain, just because none of us have ever even heard of the word manganese until I started talking about it. And that's a problem. But I think that that's where we are with that, is I think we should look at, people live a full, happy, healthy life with one kidney. We can live with half a brain, and we can do it well, and we make it as healthy as we can.
Thank you so much. And just, because we have ALS reversals, we know that these neurons, these motor neurons can be rebuilt. We know that. And we have Alzheimer's reversals, and we know that brain can repair itself. So whatever, Parkinson's, MS, Alzheimer's, ALS, we know that these neurons can.
Right. And we also know, this is another important thing, I have seen it time again with Parkinson's, where Regen EX has actually reconstituted atrophied limbs. Used enough, that silica and that chromium combination that's in that can help limbs reconstitute and become less atrophied, regain grip, regain walking. We know that. And it's just a matter of being patient with your body and letting the body feel the mineral, understand how to use it, and take it in and use it.
This perspective on this should be out there. It's very educational for those who just don't know.
Well, that's correct. And when I started talking about manganese, everybody said, "Are you trying to say magnesium?" I was no, I am not trying to say anything but manganese.
All right.
So it's not out there.
We do know magnesium is important also, so there's
that's not the point. It's just that this is a foreign concept. People have not really spent time with minerals, so
Thank you.
Anyway,
you so
thank you
much.
for having me. Talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.